This is my, welcome to my studio, by the way. Gennady MC here. Not the best lighting, not the best situation, but I'm kind of excited, so I just kind of like just ran up in my room, and I want to see what this case will look like, because I've been kind of waiting for it to arrive. We're going to be dealing with the Tilta Kronos case. I had a really nice case on my iPhone, but we're not going to go over that right now. What we are going to go over is this case. That is that. Am I creating a professional video out of this? No, but I'll give you my reviews on this, and then we'll go from there. Feels so far good in my hand. I mean, it's bulky. All right, I'm just gonna get right into it. So, went on the limb here, bought a kit that I thought would be interesting for a video production. It's a Tilta Kronos ecosystem, and it's pretty cool. You know, I will give you that it looks amazing, but who is it for? And is it practical? Like, here's the thing. I do video productions. By the way, guys, welcome. Gennady MC, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna be really brief, I'm gonna be really succinct, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think about this item. Why would I use it? Why wouldn't I use it? Why would I buy it? And why I wouldn't buy it? All right, as a videographer, if you're looking to do professional videography, you're looking to do professional work, I would not recommend this. Why? Even though the marketing is great and it tell you that you can do a lot of cinematography work with an iPhone, you see everybody with an iPhone producing content or whatnot, if you're looking to do this professionally and you show up at a professional job with this setup, I don't care how cool you think this looks, you will get laughed off set, you will not get the job, and it's just that simple. Nobody in a professional sphere is gonna hire somebody with an iPhone and a Tilta cage. That said, for an average or an everyday videography tool that you want to carry around with you, and to give you some accessibility, cool looking, some attachments. I mean, this thing has a fan on here. It has an attachment to put on different microphones. Well, basically it has a dock on here. This is a pain in the butt to actually clamp on. Let me see, where's it go? Is it clamping on? Is it not clamping on? That's another thing. It's like, it wants to clamp on, it doesn't want to clamp on. So yeah, so you got this dock. You could do a bunch of USBs on here. Let me throw another thing on here. Got a light, you got your ND filters. All right, looks cool, right? Looks cool. Look at that. You slam it, the filter comes off. Here's my problem with this. I'm gonna tell you what I like about it. It's looks great, looks cool, feels comfortable. But if I'm carrying all of this with me, like this breaks down into so many different pieces. It's like, why? I might as well just carry my Sony camera. Like I use a Sony A1 to shoot. You gear this out the same way and it would just take almost the same amount of footprint, but you have just this longer lens. That's all the difference is. Other than that, if you really compare this, look. Here's a Sony A1 and here's an iPhone. Like, what? And all you need is a different lens and you have a professional video shoot. It doesn't make sense. For professional video shooting, this does not make sense. This is a niche item. It's for somebody that just wants their phone to look cool and just move around, be flexible. It's never gonna get you the same image as the Sony cameras or Canon cameras or Blackmagic cameras or anything of that sort. I don't care what gimmicky or anybody tells you. If you try, in practicality, to use an iPhone footage, I don't care if you're using the Blackmagic camera app, and it's a great app for what it is. It will never, ever, ever, ever be compared to a Sony camera or a cinema camera or an FX6 like we have over there. It just will not. So if you're gonna carry all this gunk and like all this heavy stuff with the iPhone, you might as well just get a regular camera. You don't have to have the Sony A1. You can get a smaller camera. You can get the, listen, this one just has a huge lens on here, but you don't need this. This is a cinema lens. Camera, it's not that much bigger. Look at this. It's smaller than an iPhone. It's a little thicker than an iPhone, but it's smaller than an iPhone. And all you need is a lens. So, my view, I think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's worth it. I'm never gonna shoot a full movie with an iPhone. And I'm glad that Apple has produced, and some other videographers have produced movies with an iPhone. And you've seen some guys producing movies with iPhones, and then they have all these attachments and the DOF adapter, the depth of field adapter, this, that, and the other, and the lens is like this. Why are you using an iPhone? If you're putting all of those things on there and it sticks out like this much with all those adapters and lenses, why are we using an iPhone? Why are we just not using a regular camera? So again, I think it's useless. The other part about this is like, it has attachments that you really don't need. I have never had an iPhone. First of all, I'm not shooting for 10 hours straight with an iPhone. I'm not. And I've shot for an hour with an iPhone straight. I've recorded a podcast. Here's the thing. Who needs this? I've never had my iPhone overheat under recording conditions, unless it's like 100% heat. That's useless. These lenses have zero protection on them. Zero. When you take them off, you have to have special cases and all that. It's just, it's horrible. It doesn't come with all that. So you have all these things that look cool. They're very, very cool looking. But is it really useful? I don't think so. Like, if I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna shoot something and I'm gonna shoot it for a long time, it's definitely not gonna be in an iPhone, even though it has ProRes recording and all that. That's great. For some social media content, woohoo, great, awesome, love it, I would recommend it. But if you're looking to get into professional videography and do professional work, I would not recommend doing anything with an iPhone. What I would recommend is you get a basic camera. I recommend Sony because I'm a strictly Sony shooter. I shoot everything with Sony, from the a7S III to the FX6 to the FX3 to the A1. For pictures and video, A1 I would recommend. I would get one of the newer generation cameras, and they record 10-bit 422, S-Cinetone, and S-Log3, and a lens. And you can really just go with one lens. The one lens that I recommend, 24 to 70 GM2. This right here will cover all of your needs. It really will. It's wide enough at 24 millimeters and it's long enough at 70 millimeters. And the cool thing about it is if you get a full frame camera, not to say that you need a Sony A1, because obviously there's a huge price difference between a $6,500 camera and a $2,000 iPhone. There is a difference. But you don't have to get the Sony A1. You can get a medium priced camera and shoot professional video and an amazing quality, and not this. By the way, this particular case and these accessories cost around $600. It was $608, I believe, to be exact. I paid for this. No, I'm not sponsored by Tilta. No, obviously I'm not sponsored because I'm like not so happy about this product. Just not for me. For $600, I would just go out and buy another lens or buy a lens for a professional camera. So let's say this setup right here is $2,000. I believe I paid like $1,900 for the 1 terabyte version of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I paid $600 for this case. That's $2,500 for the case and the iPhone. That's, in my view, if you're gonna do this for a professional, I would not do this. Go out and get a regular camera, go out and get a lens, and then you can at least book jobs. With this, you will never book a job, ever. So that's it. Who is this for? This is for the for an enthusiast that travels a lot and then wants to do just social media content on the fly, because you can, if you look at all these accessories, let me put this aside. This is what you have. You have all this right here. This. And this heavy case that's on this iPhone, which if you're gonna use your iPhone for a long time, which I do, I use it for everything. I mean, for my work and communications there, this is heavy and this hurts my pinky, it hurts my thumb, and it's gunky, it's huge. And you can't take it off. You can't. You have to take these screws apart to take this off. I like to pop my iPhone here. I have a simple case, this one. I keep it on to protect the iPhone, and I put it back on. If I need to take it out, I can take this out and throw it on my DJI Osmo 6, and I can use it as a camera. With this, I can't take this and put this on my gimbal. You can't. This is a credit card holder, by the way. You cannot put this on a gimbal. Well, you can, but you need to put it on a professional gimbal, but you're not gonna put it on a mobile gimbal. And that defeats the whole purpose of iPhone being like out of your pocket, really light, get ready to go. It defeats the whole purpose. This makes it cinema quality. If you're doing cinema quality, again, you're not doing it with an iPhone. And that's just that. It's great. I appreciate it, it's great. But it will never, ever touch a professional cinema camera. That said, that's my review on this. Would not recommend it, because if you're spending this much money, buy something else. And I love Tilta, because Tilta makes every single attachment for every one of my Sony cameras. It's just, this product will be going back. It's not for us. So there you have it. That's my review on the Tilta Kronos. Put your comments below. Subscribe if you like this content. That was brutally honest. Yeah, that was that. So yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna do another review.